Good
Hey,
morning.
good morning.
Welcome back to our channel. Sorry, it's been an early morning already. I woke up late and had to get the kids up and get them to school and
Kid.
sorry,
Kid.
Austin. I had to get my
Yeah.
son up and get him to school real quick, and then
It's been very hectic. This morning was just crazy. We went to the car line and oh my gosh, the car line and at my brother's school was crazy. I legit thought like something was gonna happen, but it didn't. We're still here. We're still making content for y'all.
So yeah, and he got out of the car like halfway down in the car line, and he said, "I'm gonna walk to school."
Yeah.
And
He wasn't in the greatest mood,
He was-
but you know what? That's what happens when you wake up late.
and that was my fault. I mean, they should wake up by themselves. They're 16 and 21.
I
And
do.
did you wake up early?
I woke up at 6 because my alarm went off.
But did you go back to sleep?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, I need to know how people get up early in the morning. How do you do it? If you're an early riser, how do you do it?
Easy. They don't hit the snooze button.
I know. I turned my alarm off.
Okay, yeah, but what they do is they get out of bed and
Oh, maybe I should start hitting the snooze button instead.
I think the problem is, I mean, I like the daylight savings time,
Oh, yeah.
but it's so dark in the morning still, and that's why I don't think I woke up good.
Oh, so this weekend, woo! We keep mentioning it in the podcast. This weekend we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky. Little Einsteins.
She's had a lot of coffee this morning.
I have, but yeah, we are going on a trip, and I'm very excited for it because honestly, it's like for my dreams, and I'm so excited.
All right, well,
Yeah.
on this podcast today, we are doing what happened back in my day, or back in the olden days. All right.
Before sliced bread in the wheel.
Oh yeah. We're not going back that far. Don't worry about it. We're not going back that far. But we're going to go back to the 80s. Yeah, we're going to go back to the 80s and 90s to now. All right, we're going to talk about things that I had when I was back then that these kids don't know about. And for all you my generation, okay, you guys are going to be like, wow, that's really weird.
I know what some of these are. Like 90s gadgets and 80s gadgets.
You know what the payphone is?
Yes.
Now, if you had to use it, you know how to use it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You put a quarter in, and you dial the number, and you're like, do, 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 do. Hello.
Have you ever done a collect call?
No.
All right. So, and then what's it called? We're going to talk about. We used to have this place called Blockbuster where you wait.
I know about Blockbuster.
Where you rent VCR tapes. These kids, they just go on their phones and.
You make me feel old, or you make me feel young.
Well, you are young still, so gross. All right, but what's it called? We're gonna go back to the 80s and 90s. We're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk about some gadgets from the 90s.
Yeah, gadgets from the 80s and 90s, and stores and what we had to do for fun when I was younger.
This is gonna bring back a lot of memories for my dad, so just be prepared. Be prepared for that. He's gonna go off today.
Oh, I am. I'm gonna go off today.
Not like yesterday's episode.
Oh no. Yesterday's it got heated.
It got very heated, but you know what? We still love each other.
So
I guess.
Let me first of all, before we get into these future and past, present, and future. That's what we'll do. How about that? Past, present, and future.
I don't like talking about the future. I'm just kidding.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
so I just want to do a couple shout outs. I found yesterday we were talking about superheroes on our podcast, and I found out yesterday was First Responders Day, or what?
Today's First Responders.
Oh, today's First Responders Day. I want to give a shout out to all the first responders, the police department, the mothers, fathers, anybody who helps people out. All right, give credits to me too. I'm a father. Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love you.
wow.
My nose is running.
Where's it running to? You better turn it off.
I mean, you better go catch it.
All right. So, yeah, and I want to give to all the priests, pastors, rabbis, cops,
everybody,
everybody who helps anybody out. All right, it's your day today. I also want to do a shout out to my sister Lori. It's her birthday today. It's Auntie Lori's birthday today, and Auntie Sherry's.
Yeah, they're twins.
Yeah, they're twins. I have twin sisters, and their birthdays today. So, happy birthday to you. We won't do the whole song because I don't like singing.
Could you imagine if you had a twin? Like an identical twin. Like so identical.
Oh.
Dude, I would love it. Like, I would love to pretend to be the other identical like twin and just like go live their life. Because I don't have the best life. No, a social life.
Well,
social life.
Since we've been doing this podcast, you've been opening up and getting out of your shell.
Yeah, the first podcast, I was terrified of like talking, and now
we can't shut her up.
Yeah, you can't shut me up, man. If only I could do that in the normal world.
You can. Don't worry. You'll start.
Yeah.
But okay.
Technically, I've already started, but we don't talk about that.
So, like I said, happy birthday, Lori. I love you from your brother.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay, you want to sing the song?
No.
I think we should.
No. Okay, fine. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Lori and Sherry. Happy birthday to you. All right, guys.
Are you? No, I'm just kidding.
We're not gonna do that.
I'm just kidding.
But
love you guys.
We love you and hope you have a great day today. All right. So, getting back to what we're going to talk about is the past, present.
Talking about the past.
Yeah. We'll talk about. We're going to talk about what in the 80s and 90s.
So I have a few gadgets up.
Okay.
And I want to get your reaction to them.
All right.
First one we have is the Game Boy.
The Game Boy.
1989.
Well, we had a lot of game consoles back then. Not like today. I mean, I had an N64, Nintendo 64. Does anybody remember the Nintendo 64?
It's actually on this list.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
you're getting ahead of me.
Oh. I mean, we had the Game Boys, but you had to plug it in. You couldn't do the networking and wireless. We didn't have wireless back in the 80s. Our wireless was you had to actually go talk to somebody. That was wireless. So,
you ready for this?
Yeah.
Let's talk about your phone in the 80s.
Okay. I didn't have a phone in the 80s.
Or 90s.
90s.
Sorry.
I had a bag phone. Okay.
What's a bag phone?
A bag phone there's a big battery about this big, and you had to carry it in a bag with a cell phone. It looked like a regular telephone with a cord on it hooked up to a battery. That was my cell phone. I mean, the bag must have been, it was huge. So, but in the 80s, we had pay phones. We had to go and, if you're a kid, you put a quarter in, dial a number, and you would call a home phone. because we didn't have cell phones back in the 80s. I mean, the military probably had cell phones, but I mean, they had walkie-talkies or phones like this big. But you had to actually call the house phone. We actually had a house phone. We had 1, 2, 3 house phones in our house when I lived with Grandma and Grandpa.
All right. Have you ever had a Tamagotchi?
Oh, yes.
I love Tamagotchis.
I had a Tamagotchi back when I was younger.
They're coming around more nowadays.
You know, there's stuff that's in the 80s that are coming back.
Oh, this is 90s. I'm on
Or
90s.
80s, 90s.
The 90s are coming back too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the shows from the 90s too, and like the gadgets like Tamagotchis, Game Boys, they're becoming more popular.
Yeah, but they're all getting updated. So I mean,
True.
you could, like the Game Boys, you could go wireless now.
Have I ever had a Tamagotchi?
I don't know. You probably have. I don't know.
Probably killed it.
I've given you guys so many gifts and toys. I don't even know.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Walkman.
Oh man, I had the best Walkman. Sony, you did great. I had the best Walkman. I had the cassette player Walkman, plus I had a CD player.
I'm looking at both of them right
Walkman. Now. But you had to be careful with the CD Walkman, because if you like stepped on walked, it kept bouncing and it kept skipping. It's not like these days when you could go on YouTube and listen to music or Spotify or stuff like that.
Spotify. Oh my God, the greatest invention in the world.
I mean, we even had, okay, you're going to laugh at this. You're going to laugh.
I'm going to laugh this whole entire podcast.
Back when I was younger, to get a song, okay, you had to actually listen to FM radio and actually either call them and say, hey, can you play it on radio? Or you had to wait for hours for them to play the one song, and you had to be ready with the record button on your tape player and record the song so you could hear it over and over and over.
You sound so old. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, it's true. That's how you couldn't just go to like iTunes or YouTube and just put in their song. All right, you had to actually wait for them to play it on radio. So, and then record it and then do the record. And then if you missed a part, you had to wait a couple hours later for them to play it again.
All right, next one. Have you ever had a Furby?
Oh, I had a Furby.
I don't like Furbies.
You had one.
I know I did, but they creep me out. Man, they're creepy. Yeah. Have you seen the way they look? Okay. Tickle Me Elmo.
You had a Tickle Me Elmo?
I know I did.
That thing was freaky.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm going to look more up.
But, you know, it's funny because we're talking about these kids these days. I mean, you might have some great kids, okay? But nobody knows. Do you know what time I knew? Wait. When I was younger, I knew what time it was without a watch or a clock. Ask me how.
Oh.
Because, and for all you my generation, when the lights went down, the street lights went off, you knew you had to be home. Okay? You knew that it's like the government knew to talk to the parents and said, okay, when the lights go down, you had to be in your house and you had to be home.
Okay. I remember this because I think Mom had one, a BlackBerry. Or somebody had a BlackBerry.
I had the BlackBerry.
Yeah, and you couldn't even type anything because your fat fingers.
Wow, call me fat.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
No, but I remember you having a BlackBerry.
Yeah, I had a BlackBerry. I had a couple BlackBerries. And if you don't know what a BlackBerry is, it's a cell phone, a computer cell phone. For all the young adults, I mean, for the adults, you know what a BlackBerry is. It's not one of these smartphones like the iPhones or stuff like that. So
Okay. I remember you telling me this,
Oh,
but you had a beeper.
I did. I had a pager. It was called. It was called a beeper pager.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a
Motorola
Motorola beeper.
Motorola beeper.
Yeah.
I used to have one. I used to have a
Yeah,
few
I
of
know you
them.
did.
And
You
then
used to
it
tell
was
me a
funny
lot.
because my parents used to, my mom and dad used to, when they wanted to get in touch with me and there was something wrong, or even when they wanted to talk to me, they'd put like 911.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to, if I knew the phone number, it was always the house phone number. And I had to run home or go to a payphone and call and find out what was wrong.
So I remember this because I used to have one.
Uh-oh.
It's called My Password Journal. You used to like say the password into like the little speaker and then
Yep.
it would open for you. I used to have one myself, but I remember getting one of these and being like, oh, I'm gonna write all my secrets down and nobody's gonna know the password. But sorry, this is not about me.
No. Yes, it is, because I mean, you guys had.
I was born in 2001, so I know some of these, but I don't know all of them. Like Tamagotchi, I know. Game Boy, I know. Like My Password Journal, I know.
I mean, you'd actually. Okay, we had these bikes called the banana bikes.
Mm-hmm.
The seat looked like a banana. Okay, I had a few of them. All right. There were some people that in my generation, like, hey, I'm going to give a shout out to Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk is my generation. All right, he's a skateboarder. All right, an ultimate skateboarder. Everybody wanted to be like Tommy Hawk when I was younger. Everybody went out and bought them some skateboards, and we used to skateboard. We used to like out with people. We didn't sit in these TVs with Xboxes, and we didn't have Xboxes or PlayStations. Or hey, I'm not saying anything bad about PlayStation or Xbox. All right, we have both at home. But hey, you know what? But we actually went outside, and you could actually go and play and leave your door unlocked when we were younger. Now you can't. You leave your door open, and something bad might happen.
Mm-hmm. All right. Dial-up modems.
But okay, if everybody remembers, I wish I had the sound
The internet.
for AOL.
Wait, I can play it. I can play it.
You got it? Go ahead. Go find it.
Oh.
I'll talk about this. All right. We had the 33.6K and 56K and then 128K. And as soon as she finds the sound clip, we're going to play it. Because it's funny. It is funny. So.
Oh, sorry.
No worry.
I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
What do you want?
Let me share my screen real quick.
All right. So then do this.
Is it playing?
Yep. There we go. Oh, that's funny. That's what you had to listen to. And the funny part is, if you picked up the phone, here, hold on, let me get you back to yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we're good.
And then once you heard that noise, if somebody picked up the phone and if you're in your house, you would have to start over and it would cut you off. Grandpa was down in his office. Grandpa's office was down in the basement. We had basements back then too. Grandpa was in his office. We had two lines. Okay. No, we had one line in it first. We had one line going inside the house. And at night, Grandpa would use the phone line to talk to his job. And anytime I wanted to use the internet or call somebody, you had to pick up the phone. You know what? I used to pick up, and you heard Grandpa yelling so badly that I ruined something. Okay, it's not
like you yell at me when I ruin something.
No.
Just kidding.
No. But we never had this like wireless network where you didn't have to worry about pick up the phone and screwing up the. Now we have like 1 gigahertz. Back then, the fastest speed was AOL 56K modem. And for to some of my buddies, Brad and Mike and Jeff, remember those days, guys? Especially you, Brad. Brad, my cousin. Okay, your second cousin or third cousin, I don't know. Me and him used to build computers, and we had a network in the house, and that's what we had to download stuff and talk to AOL was with a 56K modem. 5 computers using that same modem, you'd be so slow.
You know who still has an AOL account?
Who?
Grandma.
Grandma doesn't have an AOL.
I thought she did.
No.
Belsa. Oh no, never mind. No, it's not AOL. I thought she did.
No.
So, anyways,
but we're trying to get my mom, her grandmother, up with the times. Up with the times, and it's funny because a lot of these people come to say, "Hey, what do you do? How do you use this? How do you use that?" Samantha's mother, all right. She
lost cause. I'm just kidding.
No, she's not.
I'm just kidding.
No,
Mom, I love you.
She's not a lost cause, but what's it called? She has to. She is. There's a lot of people. I shouldn't say just her. Grandma. A lot of people that don't know about the new technology. They keep asking me, "Hey, how do you do this?" And I'm like trying to explain to them. Unless I see it, I can't explain it to them, so I get frustrated.
Yeah, they're very computer illiterate.
Yeah, and it's, but I mean, you know what? They're learning.
Yeah, they try to learn, but sometimes they forget how to do stuff. But I'm happy to help, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, floppy disk.
Floppy disk. Okay. So floppy disks were these 5.5, or there was 3.5 discs that you put in a computer, and it's like a hard drive, but you only had a little bit of room on there. So, but in order to back a computer up, you had to use almost like 25 3.5-inch discs. Okay, and back then the discs were expensive. Now we have like terabytes and hard drives where you don't have to put a disk in, just load it up and you're done.
Okay. Next one is a really good one because I used to have one, an Easy Bake Oven.
I think you still do.
No, I got rid of it. But yeah, I love Easy Bake Ovens. They're just so cute to like put in and you know.
Yeah, it was so easy because you just put it right in. Now you have to use the stove. You burn the house down. Yeah. Just joking. You're a good cook.
No, I'm not. Don't lie to the people. Oh, okay. Let's talk about some shows now from the 90s.
No. Not.
Oh, because I really wanted to talk about one.
All right, go ahead.
Because I love this show.
Go ahead.
Saved by the Bell. I love Saved by the Bell. Zach Morris.
And Screech and...
Dude, Zach Morris was my first crush.
I think that was a lot of girls' first crushes.
Honestly, him and Slater. I love Slater. It was Zach, so
Slater,
much.
and Screech, and Kelly Kapowski.
Kelly Kapowski. Oh my gosh. And Lisa. Lisa, Kelly, and oh my god, what's her other name?
Well,
Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse.
Jesse, Screech, Slater, Zach, Mr. Belding.
Yep.
And who did I miss? I don't know. Oh, Tori too.
Tori.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of characters I can name.
Oh yeah.
I love Saved by the Bell.
So, but there was the Dukes of Hazzard, Bo and Luke Duke.
I don't want to talk about that one.
Daisy Duke.
I don't want to talk about Dukes of Hazzard.
Why?
I have some bad memories from that.
What?
I'll talk about it off the podcast.
Okay. I saw a show. Where did I see the show? What show was it? Oh, I won't mention this show because they're in jail right now. The Chrisleys. They're in jail right
Oh.
now. But last night they had a rerun or a television show on, and they were talking about what they would used to collect when they were younger, and I forgot his name, the Chrisley, the father,
Todd.
Todd Chrisley brought out these rocks that he dressed up, and he was mentioning some old names like Dynasty, Dallas, Knots Landing, and all these. And he used to collect rocks and dress them up, and that used to be his favorite thing to play with. I never played with rocks. Don't worry about it.
Mm.
I lost some rocks, but
all right, ready?
Yeah.
Clap on.
Oh my God, the clap on.
The clapper.
So, we have these things today where you, like Ring and all this to turn off lights, and we have Siri and Alexa to turn off your lights and everything. What we had to do back then was we had to go get this little machine called the clapper, and if you want to turn off your light or your TV, just clap.
Clap on. Clap up.
And it was funny because I hooked up a bunch of lights to the clapper at Grandma's house one time, and Grandpa and Grandma and some of the family were over, and I clapped, and it turned off all the lights on them. It was funny. Grandpa was yelling at me because it was like a meeting that they had, but I turned it back on, and I got grounded. Let's talk about that. Back then, these kids today don't know what grounded is. I mean, if you got grounded back when I was younger, you'd be in your room with no TV, no phone, no nothing, no internet, no nothing. You'd just sit on your bed and read. Now it's like you tell a kid, "Hey, you're grounded. Go to your room." He's like, "Okay, let me go play stuff in my room." I mean, don't get me wrong. These kids these days are really good. A lot of them are really good. Okay, but still, I would love to see this generation go back into the 80s or 90s and see if they can handle it.
Oh, I couldn't.
Can you imagine Austin back in the 80s when we didn't have internet or nothing?
Absolutely not.
It'd be bored to death.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have some stores here that are like from the 90s that no longer exist.
Oh, let me guess. Blockbuster.
Yes, Blockbuster, KB Toys.
KB Toys. Oh, you don't remember KB Toys? It used to be in the mall, a toy store.
Oh, okay. Suncoast Motion Picture Company.
Yeah, that used to be like Universal and Paramount.
Oh my God, I wish this was still around.
What?
Warner Brothers Studio Store.
It is.
It is?
Yeah, it's called the Disney Store.
I don't like the Disney Store though.
Well, that's the Warner Brothers.
We gotta talk about big one. Toys R Us.
Toys R Us. I heard Toys R Us is coming back.
Really?
They went into bankruptcy a couple of years ago, and they closed down. They're coming back, I heard.
Really?
There's a few Toys R Us's open now. It was like the KB Toys, but Toys R Us took over a lot of toy stores.
All right, back to gadgets. Boombox.
Okay, it was this big electrical box that played music, and in the 80s and 90s, if you didn't have a boombox, you weren't nothing. A lot of the now here's a dance. Okay, break dancing. Okay, I mean you had to do this and little that, and all right. Everybody knows break dancing. Okay, I'm not a break dancer. All right, but you know what? It was a style back then.
Yeah. Okay. The Simon game.
The Simon game.
So you had to like.
Oh, Simon.
Yeah.
Oh, the Simon game where you had to remember what lights could.
I actually have one still right now.
Mm.
It's like a ring one, and you have to go.
Well, go
We'll
ahead.
play it later. I'm looking. Flip phone.
I had a few of those. A flip phone is like a cell phone, but you had a flip.
Duh.
No, you had to flip open, and you couldn't tell who called. And if you flipped it open and you had it answer when flipped up, you had to talk to the person. Caller ID.
Yes.
Okay. Caller ID. Okay. I loved whoever invented caller ID because now I can see who's calling. And we had to basically for the home phones, you had this little box that sat on the side of the phone that you look and see what number's calling.
Okay. There's one called Space Turbo.
That I don't know.
Rubik's Clock.
A Rubik's clock. It was almost like the Rubik's Cube, but it was a clock. You had to actually go like this to get the clock.
Okay. Sing along radio. It's like it has like a mini microphone next to it, and it has like a radio. It's like in Toy Story.
I know. It's like karaoke,
Mm-hmm.
but they call it something else.
Yeah. Mr. Men's Radio. I don't know.
No.
Merlin. No.
Merlin.
Pinball.
Pinball. Oh, I was the king of pinball. It was an arcade game, and you have to hit the ball and go through it, and you had to protect it so it doesn't fall back in the hole.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking.
I remember when McDonald's opened. McDonald's opened in Des Plaines, Illinois.
Really?
I lived maybe 2 miles away from the first McDonald's in Des Plaines.
Ooh, we can talk about this. When McDonald's finally served breakfast. When it ended breakfast.
Well, no.
At like 11.
Yeah, but the funny part is, do you know what the sausage was? And if anybody saw Big Daddy, he brought this up. The breakfast sausage was a hamburger back when I was younger. All right. It was these little hamburgers about that. Then they said, oh, we got to get this real sausage in.
Can we just talk about how the McDonald's used to look? In the 80s and 90s?
Oh.
It looked better than now.
Well, you could actually see the people cooking the food back then.
Like, it looked so much better, like, in the 80s and 90s instead of today.
I mean, let's talk about what was your
play place?
Hey, if anybody's out there, what was your first job back in the 80s and 90s? All right. Was it McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's?
What was yours?
My first job, I worked at McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I worked for McDonald's for 6 months.
Mm.
And then I worked at Ace.
Ace place.
No, it was Sears Paint and Hardware. It was like an Ace Hardware, but it was Sears Paint. It's Sears Paint and Hardware. I can remember my first boss too at Sears Paint and Jim. His name was Jim. I know the last name, but I won't put it out there. It was awesome.
Interesting.
Now, my first car was a 84 Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra. My grandfather passed away, and Grandpa Sam, and
the person I'm named after.
Yes. And he left me his car. And that's when I was young and stupid. Now I'm just old and stupid.
I was just about to say you're still stupid though. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm looking. CDs
Compact discs, where you had to, if you
and
didn't have,
VCRs.
hmm?
And
I
VCRs.
just talked about VCRs earlier. It's these machines that you had to watch movies on, put a tape in. Okay.
Didn't you have to rewind the tape if you wanted to play it back?
Blockbuster came up with this rule that if you didn't rewind it, and then the video stores came up with this rule: if you don't rewind your movies, they would charge you. Blockbuster was our Netflix. Back then was our Netflix today. But Netflix, you could just use your remote for your TV to get any movie you want. Blockbuster, you had to actually go there, and we had this card. I mean, but I still wish Blockbuster was around. It'd be nice to just go get a movie.
Yeah. I think I've been in a few Blockbusters in my life.
Yeah, maybe one or two.
Yeah. I mean, I love Blockbuster, don't get me wrong. It's just like nostalgic. Gives a very nostalgic feeling.
If anybody remembers these video stores and like Blockbuster, you knew what the back room was.
Oh, that's where the adults go and play.
Yeah.
Even I know that.
So, go ahead.
I'm looking. Okay. I'm going to talk about a few like movies.
Of course. Ghostbusters.
Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and I forgot his name. His other name. But what 80s movies do you guys like?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox. Gotta give him credit. That was the best movie.
God. I feel so bad for Michael J. Fox now.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he was such an icon.
Do you know what my favorite?
He's still an icon too.
Do you know what my favorite movie was? Take like 3 guesses what my favorite movie is.
Star Wars. Return of the Jedi.
Well, that was one of them, but my all-time favorite.
Ghostbusters.
No.
Weird Science.
No. You need some good movies, but no. Grease.
You were just watching this the other day.
Yeah, I just watched Grease. Grease 1 and 2.
I didn't like Grease 2.
I didn't either, but Grease 1 I really liked. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. In fact, at the Oscars,
they honored Olivia Newton-John.
John Travolta honored Olivia Newton-John. She passed away last year, and I want to give a shout out to John Travolta. He did a really good job doing it. It was very
emotional.
But
yeah, dude, the way John Travolta looks nowadays, like some of these 80s and 90s looks like actresses and actors look so different nowadays. Well, Michael J. Fox, John Travolta, and a bunch of other people. Like, it's just crazy how they age.
I bet you if John Travolta had a star in a movie, you would see a big difference in him. He's a great actor, John Travolta. He knows his stuff still.
Yeah.
Him and was John Travolta and Sean and Face Off.
Oh, they just reunited at the Oscars, didn't they? No, that was Brendan Fraser and somebody else.
No,
dude, Brendan Fraser.
Oh no! My God. You know who reunited at the Oscars was Harrison Ford and his co-star from Indiana Jones when his co-star was a young boy.
Oh,
but what is his name?
Couldn't tell you.
From Face Off, John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. Both awesome actors.
Dude, I love Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage was
National Treasure and a phenomenal movie.
Well, Oh no, I'm talking, and then I'm also talking about the man. Harrison Ford.
I love Harrison.
Harrison Ford. You know, I went to Manny's High School back in the '90s. Do you know Harrison Ford went to?
I did because you keep telling me that.
And I sat in his chair in world history with Mr. Carlson. Okay, I sat in
Harrison Ford, if you're listening.
I sat in the same.
Seat
Sorry,
as Harrison
I'm having
Ford.
problems with my microphone right now.
No, it's good.
I sat in the same seat in the world history classroom, or in the same seat that Harrison Ford sat in.
Do you remember yearbooks?
Somewhere. I'm not bringing them out.
No, I know. But I remember looking at one of your yearbooks. You had a full head of hair and everything like that. And I was like, holy crap, man.
I wish I could bring out I had some pictures with me with hair.
Oh, I think I have one.
Okay,
Go ahead.
let's not bring it up.
Yeah, we'll bring it up later.
No.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Okay.
Blackmail. So I'm gonna ask you some questions. Did you have a novelty telephone shaped like a hamburger or ketchup
No.
bottle or anything
No.
like that?
No.
Nope.
No.
Did you have a tiny pocket television in the 1980s?
I did.
Really?
I had a pocket TV
Sorry.
where you went to ball games and everybody had their little TV so they could see what's going on with the baseball game because they couldn't see what was happening, and they bought tickets to watch TV in the stands.
Oh my gosh. Like, did you own an alarm clock with fox wood or fake wood paneling and red LCD digits? You know what I'm talking about? It's
I still do.
I know you do.
It's in the bedroom.
I remember this when we went to grandma's house, like grandma's old house when she lived in like Boca. I saw this every single time I went into her house, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks so cool.
Okay, there was a bedroom set that everybody had. It was a water bed, okay, with wood surroundings to hold the water bed in, with this back frame. All right. I wish I could bring up the picture of it. Everybody had it, and if you didn't have it, you weren't cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that. You always had to be in
style.
In style to be cool.
Yeah. Nowadays, you have to too.
No, not really. I mean, if you're not cool, you don't care.
Yeah.
These days. All right. Nobody cares about if you're cool or not anymore.
Dude, let's talk about the cliches in movies in the 1980s.
You in the movies.
Dude, I love movies. I'm sorry. I'm going to school for film.
Well, all right. Well, but one thing is, I know usually we do like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, but I think we're going to go a little bit longer with this one.
Yeah, let's go for an hour.
Yeah, we have like 15 more minutes
to
go. So let's do it.
Okay. So I know somebody that has an electric trash compactor still to this day. I think Aunt Lori has one.
Yeah.
In her kitchen.
Aunt Lori and Harleen.
Mm-hmm. They have one. It's so cool. Honestly, you just pull it out, you put the trash in there, and
there's a lot of people that still have it.
Yeah. Okay. I know we have one here.
What?
Or we have one, or Grandma has one. A plug-in air popper for popcorn. I think we have one, but
I know Grandma has one.
Grandma definitely has one
because she makes popcorn all the time.
She loves popcorn.
She doesn't know how to go to the grocery store, get the microwavable bags that you throw in them, and you're done.
Oh, I just lost my place. Okay, a keyboard.
Like a piano keyboard, or a computer keyboard.
Like a piano keyboard.
Oh, a synthesizer.
Yes.
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 I used to have one of those.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Remember the little toy cars that you could drive like when I was little?
You mean the one that you ran over your brother with?
I'm sure everybody has done that.
You mean your yellow Jeep?
The only type of Jeep I'm going to get. Oh.
No, sorry. It wasn't a Jeep. It was the Hummer.
The Hummer, the
Remember
yellow
the
Hummer.
Yellow Hummer.
I remember that. Okay.
And,
So
and
radio
wait,
controlled
hold
toys.
on. And then your brother and you were playing in it in a field on a golf
Golf course.
golf course, and your brother fell out and you ran over him. You backed over him and then you ran over him again. Oh, and mom was so mad at you and I was laughing.
Yeah, that happened. So, next one is radio controlled toys, like the remote controlled cars.
Yeah,
You used to love those things.
I still do. But now they're not. They were used to be battery operated, and now I got gas powered ones. It's called a car. No.
I'm looking. An Apple Macintosh from 1984.
An Apple Macintosh? I used to have an Apple Macintosh.
Not like the ones we're recording this on. But
No.
like the big ones,
Yeah,
like the box ones.
Yeah, and you had to actually put a floppy disk in there to put all your information on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only like black and white.
Yeah.
A black and white TVs.
Yes, let's talk about color TVs and TVs. What was the first time you had your color TV?
Oh, when I was born, because we had a color TV. But I mean, you had to actually. It didn't even have a remote. You had to get up and turn the TV by a knob.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Okay, the Polaroid 660.
It is a camera.
Yeah, I love Polaroids. I'm sorry, I do.
All right. Grandma had a Nikon 110. All right. And it was this like square camera about this big. And you had to put a flash on the top, and you could only use it once to flash. And you just take a picture and picture.
There's an 80s gadgets on Amazon?
No.
Oh, let's talk about this. Workout DVDs.
You know,
Hey, one person comes to mind.
Oh, Richard Simmons. I think Grandma has some of those Richard Simmons.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they have floppy disk coasters.
Yeah.
Huh.
What's up?
Bob Ross.
You can't make fun of Bob Ross.
Oh, I'm not making fun of Bob Ross. He's a legend.
I mean,
I love Bob Ross. Happy little accidents.
You know who? Somebody's they're actually come out with a movie with him.
Owen Wilson.
Is it Owen Wilson?
Wow. Yes, it is Owen Wilson. Okay, I remember this because I think I had one, but I might have swallowed some pieces from it. Light Brights.
Oh, Light Brights.
I think we had one, but I may have swallowed some pieces from it. Dude, I was a baby. Oh, record players.
I think you have one.
I have a record
player is you put this LPs, these circular discs, vinyls, and what's it called? You put it on there, you put the thing on, and I used to DJ with records.
Okay, this is a real blast from the past because I know this is my blast from the past. The DARE program. Drug Abuse Resistance Education.
With Mr. Scruff.
Yes. Was he a lion?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I remember this because I was in 5th grade and they were like, okay, we're going to talk about gangs and everything like that. I'm like, okay. And they made us like wear drunk goggles.
Yep.
And it was so much fun.
Wait, was it Scruff?
The lion.
No, it was a dog.
Oh, I'm getting a lion.
No, right here. Take a bite out of crime.
Oh.
Scruff. Scruff McDuff. Hey, can I share my...
I'm trying to zoom in. Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Scruff. Take a bite out of crime.
Oh, too big.
There you go.
Yeah. What do you remember from your DARE program?
Say no to drugs.
Yes. And do you remember like watching the videos about like gangs and like teenagers and
yep,
everything like that? We could talk about education in schools.
No, we only have a few more minutes left.
Oh my gosh.
So.
But the education in schools were so different.
Oh, I'm telling you, man.
Alrighty, let's end the podcast.
Oh, here we go.
What?
Now I know how to do that now. Okay. There you go.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right.
So, you want to end us?
Yeah, let's. I think we've talked long enough about the '80s. Let's leave it back there because I like maybe tomorrow.
Hello. Oh, the '80s called. They want their stuff back.
Wow.
What are we calling this episode?
The
80s and 90s.
No,
episode.
the past. Or
no, let's call it the 80s and 90s episode.
All right. Sounds good.
80s and 90s show. Oh, we can talk about that, the 90s show. Or the 70s show.
No, but just the past show.
The past.
Yeah.
The past in big letters.
Yeah, the past. Where were you in the past?
Where were you in the past? Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, like, subscribe, comment. I know we really haven't done a lot of
do what you got to do.
Saying about like, subscribe, or comment. But you know what? Like, subscribe, comment on this video. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it away, Sam.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Tell everybody about us. I hope you guys like this video. We're going on a road trip in a few days, and we're so excited to go. And yeah, wear green on Friday, or I'm gonna pinch you.
Ow.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Be kind to yourself, your mental health, and others, and I will see you guys in the next episode.